welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be going over watercolor. So let's get into it. Obviously, we're going to need watercolors, paintbrushes, and watercolor paper. If you use print paper, it's going to tear up and fall apart basically and get really wrinkly, so we don't want to use that. Watercolor paper is super affordable,
so we love that.
There are so many tricks and methods and techniques, but I'm going to be going over some of the basics, and the more you use the material, the better you understand the flow of it, how it operates, and so on. The first thing that we all want to talk about is wet on dry. So this would be a wet paintbrush going down onto dry paper. It's really great when you want a defined shape or a lot of control if you're doing lettering. Wet on dry is a great starting place. I think my favorite is wet on dry, but I've been trying to embrace wet on wet more because I think that is part of the beauty of watercolor, is when we begin to let the pigment flow and kind of do what it wants to do. So wet on wet is when you get your paper wet first. And then we have our wet brush with our color. And we simply go in, and the pigment will fill and cover all the area where the water is. And you can see it flows really well. This is really awesome for flowers, skies, if you want like a tie-dye look or really embrace that watercolor look. Mixing the colors, letting them bleed together. It's a lot of fun and it's pretty unpredictable, so I love that. And we can use it to our advantage in a lot of different ways. The next thing that I want to talk about is what people call layering and glazing. So this is where we begin to go over a dry color to layer it up and to get depth and to glaze over it, almost in a sense like we're adding a filter to the color that we've already put down. So the layering and the glazing is really good because it comes into play as we start to add our depth, our richer color, and our shadows. And another thing I want to talk about is lifting. So whenever our watercolor is still wet or a little bit damp, we can get a dry paper towel like this and go over it and dab, and it will lift up the pigment, removing the color and bringing highlights. Or if you simply made a mistake, this is a good way to erase that section of your painting. I already have a sketch of this cat right here, and I'm just gonna kind of go with the flow here. I'm gonna start off with some blue. And keep it pretty controlled and do the base of the cat. And you can even see when we do wet on dry, we can put the pigment, and then if you wet your brush, you can add it and pull pigment down. And honestly, I like to start with like a base of an even wash over my entire image. This is all practically one color. So I picked this picture because I really liked the fur on the cat, and I really wanted to embrace that flow look and have a more abstract look to it. So as you can see, I already have my page is wet from the previous color that I put down, and I can add more pigment and go in right here and do wet on wet, where it adds in, but it has a flow as well. Same thing with the chest. So I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush for some detail work. I'll just get very light layer of yellow there. Now that I have my base down, I'm gonna wait for it to dry. Feel free to use a hairdryer or just wait. This is one of the things I really like about watercolors is how quickly they dry and how simple they are to layer up. I'm gonna go in and add depth. I want this to be like a gray-blue colored cat. Something I can encourage you in if you're wanting to grow in watercolors, I just want to encourage you, do not be afraid of mistakes. And if you're practicing, look up exercises to just loosen your hand and to gain your confidence with the medium rather than trying to perfect a specific image or piece of artwork. Just begin exercising and practicing, and you'll learn what you like and what you don't like and how it works. I'm being really laid back with this sketch and super loose and just having fun because I want to encourage you to just experiment and let loose and have fun and just to let your brush move organically, how you, whatever is just fun. Whatever's just fun for you. Pushing the pigment around, layering it up. Like, I was so laid back with this, I didn't even look at my reference photo while doing this. I just was gauging and kind of going for it, but really I'm not expecting a specific outcome. I didn't have a plan for the background. I just thought, you know, I want to practice wet on wet more, so we'll just go ahead and do it. See, that's really interesting. I've never really used that before, where we have pigment already here like this, but when I clean off my brush and do just water and add that in the middle, it's really interesting how it pushes the pigment out. So really just playing a lot. See how that brings a white spot but pushes everything out? It's really interesting. Oh, I'm actually really happy I went with this background color because one of the reasons why I picked the blue cat was because I have this pen that I wanted to use. Wow. And it's literally the same color, so this is gonna look really cool when I do that, the outline on the cat. And that's another thing, you can make your watercolor so loose and tie the entire piece together with line art all around. And a good way to do ombre, when you already have pigment down, a good way to do ombre is to just wet your brush, you know, clean it off and get that water. That way you can just keep going lighter and lighter and blend and pull out all of the color. Or if there's too much, you can always dry off your brush and go in to pick up even more. If you're wanting highlights or more white in a particular area, you can dry off your brush and go in like an eraser to remove what you're not wanting. Okay, so my cat should be done. I'm gonna go in with this and do an outline. And you can do the exact same thing with a fine tip brush. Just layer up the pigment and go in once make sure that it's dry so it's really controlled, but I love this look. All right, here's my final piece. It felt really good sitting down and just creating simply to create and explore and dive into the beauty of watercolors. I really hope that this video is helpful to you. I know it's not like super professional or like teacher mode, but watching other artists is a really good way to see them do things that you probably wouldn't think of and just learn different techniques and to glean from other people's artwork. And I really hope that this was helpful for you. Also, if you love Jesus Christ and this is your first time on my channel, you need to come hop over. I love the Lord. I love talking about the Lord. So this video is a lot more laid back for me, but if you love Jesus and you love art, come check out my channel. And I hope you have a blessed day. So I'll see you later. Bye.